Morning.
Right.
Are you busy?
Oh, busy. Monday mornings. Who the hell was that 11 o'clock Monday morning? Whose idea was that?
It was supposed to be full of it.
Yeah.
We won't go there.
Four's
Okay.
better? You can come back at 4 if you want.
Let's do it.
I'd like to call the Board of Selectmen special meeting for February 24th, 2025, at 11 a.m. at Town Hall to order at 11. In attendance are Selectmen Borbo, Asklar, Candidello, Rizza, Town Manager David Porter, Manager Peter Hughes. Absent is Selectman O'Brien. First on our agenda is public comments. Members of the Marlborough community are invited to share their thoughts with the Board of Selectmen. Speakers must provide their name and address. Please limit your comments to no more than 3 minutes. And note that the board will not engage in dialogue with the public. We have no one here in the room. Anyone on Zoom that would like to speak?
No.
Hearing none, we'll go on to our new business. The first is to award a contract for the South Buckboard Culvert Replacement Project. I will make a motion to award the contract to the South Buckboard Culvert Replacement Project to Roma Construction for a total of $1,049,219. Do I have a second?
I'll second. Go ahead. Go. Got 3 of them. Your choice.
I've got 3.
Pick one.
Okay. All right, discussion. Peter, you want to give us any information?
We received 11 bids. Roma Construction was the low. The next 3 bidders were at $1,299,000, $1,324,000, I think $1,349,000. So those were close. They were under. Their American Industries. They have a large pavement company in Eastern Connecticut, Griswold, so they own all their materials. That's part of the reason why they can be more competitive, and they have been doing the same on many projects along Eastern Connecticut, bidding this spring. So they're fully capable of doing the job. They're qualified low bidder. We just need to secure one final easement from the property owner. They just need to sign a piece of paper. We're all in agreement with what needs to be done, and then we'll submit this to DOT. We're trying to do that by Friday. If we can't do it Friday, we'll get a 30-day extension and submit this. And the object here is they can start construction early June, mid-June, but they can't get into the water until July 1st.
Just a quick question is there, why would,
Fish,
you're right, I know you explained this all to us,
the jumping salmon, John, you don't see them going, you gotta go up there and watch the salmon jump in the spring.
I know.
They don't jump after June 1st, July 1st?
He says it's fine.
Yes, you did mention that
Yes.
in our last.
Seen a fish, I'm sure there are, but I haven't seen.
Sure. I got a question. Is there ever a history of DOT not accepting this or do they always accept or authorize it? I guess that's the right word.
No, as long as the bidder isn't debarred,
Okay.
Okay,
these guys are not debarred.
okay.
We haven't used that.
And the money's there, so this is money that's already been appropriated. It's not money that we're waiting for.
Okay.
John, you wanna go?
Oh, just again, have we ever used Roma? No, but is there a
American Industries, last time that Route 66 was paved, they were the company.
Yeah.
Oh.
They were a little bidder in Old Saybrook, a similar project, and $200,000. They're capable
Mhm. Where are they located?
of Griswold.
Bridgewater? All right.
Is there any possibility of them starting before June, or would
They
they?
can do the upper work, the prepping, but they can't do the bypass road. They can't get in the water.
Okay.
Okay,
So they may be doing some prep work. Our goal is to get Eversource to move the utilities before July 1st. That way the utilities have been relocated. We're moving them once, we're burying them under the stream. When we met with Eversource in the fall, they were gonna do the work. We're in a different mood of Eversource, so we don't know if that's still the case. But as soon as we get this last easement signed, that's where we're headed. See what the process with them is.
The reason that I haven't been out to see it for myself, but I have received one report, and it is just one, so I don't want to exaggerate, but that,
Yes,
it's flexible. Yes, that it
the
may
heavy
not last
vehicle,
until June.
right, with that,
It's in very poor shape.
the heavy vehicle, there is,
Really?
Isn't,
some bending.
and wouldn't there be a way to circumvent the EPA, or I don't know, it's not the EPA, but it says that this is going to fail if it's not completed
So,
by a certain date.
And what they allowed us to do, we poured a concrete floor in the culvert,
Mhm.
because the bottom was rotted out.
Okay, yeah, I remember.
They allowed us to do that, and
Yeah,
that's all they were gonna allow us to do, because again, the fish.
fish.
Now, I agree with you, if the whole culvert collapsed, I don't think fish are getting killed here.
yeah, right, yeah, exactly. There seems to be a little compromise.
You know, it's a heavy load, it's just like with Johnson Road, you know, something heavy comes over there,
Mhm.
and you're in the channel, you feel it.
Thank
Any
you
other
for your
questions
work.
by the board before we vote?
No.
All right, those in favor of awarding the South Buckboard Culvert Replacement Project to Roma Construction for a total of $1,049,219, say aye.
I,
Thank you. Okay, and our second order of business for today is to authorize the town manager to accept the 2025 steep grant. You want to tell us about the steep grant?
Yeah, this was another another situation. So this authorization is part of the application process package. Piece of paper has to say that you've authorized David, if we get an award, to accept the award. Why?
We didn't get it yet.
So what we're doing is, we're just submitting the sidewalk projects. The last connectivity grant we didn't get, so this grant includes Lake Road, which you just filed the trip application for.
Right.
And Cheney Road from 11 Cheney down to Denver. Our match, they want a 20% match. So this is supposed to be awarded in April. The trip grant, September. So if we were to get this award, we would go back to a town meeting. Reappropriate the $80,000 from trip to steep. And build twice as much sidewalk with the $80,000. And then we've already put in the budget 35,000 using our LOC money for designing the sidewalk on Lake Road. We'll use operating money for the design fund to design the Cheney Road section. So our match would be 87,000 in construction, because we'll just take 7,000 from road material, $45,000 in design. That gets us to 132,000, 19.8%. And then we're asking for a grant for $573,082. The total project cost is $660,082. The construction. So if we were to get this grant, our money would go much further than the trip grant. And if we don't get it, we have the trip grant in, and the connectivity grant is due in June. So we'll just submit the same thing again.
Okay, I want all this in the minutes.
I'll do the
it
minutes.
again.
I'm gonna do the minutes,
Are you ready to do the minutes? Thank you.
because he's gonna certify them in about 15 minutes.
Okay. All right, I'll make the motion so we can have a discussion that we authorize our town manager, David Porter, to accept the 2025 steep fee. Do I have a second for that? Louise,
Not even try.
any other discussion? from the board?
I have none.
No,
Hearing none,
it's great.
those in
Great
favor?
news.
Aye.
thank you, Peter.
Thank you very much, Peter.
We're back to public comments. Anyone on Zoom that has a public comment at this point? Hearing none, with no further business to attend to, I'll adjourn at 11:11. Thank you for coming in, folks.